Welcome back, friends. It's the day after Thanksgiving, 2023. My friend Jason and I were talking, and we realized we've never done a trip together, just the two of us. So, I'm heading to Alabama Hills at the base of the Eastern Sierras for a few days to rest and relax with a good friend. I'm also looking for some epic content to make a cinematic-style Thanksgiving special for all of you. What can go wrong with a backdrop like the Alabama Hills? Well, two things in particular, so keep watching to find out. As soon as I turned onto Whitney Portal Road out of Lone Pine, a detour directed me onto Tuttle Creek Road. That was fine, because it's a route I've never taken, and I wasn't in a hurry. Even though it's late in the season, I was still greeted with the last remaining colors of fall. It gave the illusion of being warm, but it felt like winter was right around the corner. I arrived before my friend and began looking for an epic spot to disperse camp. Unfortunately, things have changed since my last visit. The majority of camping spots I had marked as being epic or favorites have been redesignated as day use only. I had one spot in particular that might be available because the road getting there is a little rough. I get stuck behind this guy, going to the exact same spot. We chatted for a few minutes at the top and found out we learned about this spot from watching the same YouTube video. This spot is now day use only as well. Maybe BLM made the change to give more people the opportunity to enjoy these epic spots. If the sites have to be relinquished daily, people have a better chance of getting one, at least for the day. Jason, Terrence, confirming you copied the coordinates?
Correct, I did.
What's your current location?
Horseshoe Meadows Road. Stand by, I'm trying to get the coordinates going in, but it's not working. Changing the format.
One more time, 36.6210, and then before 118 you might have to put in a negative sign, so it would be dash 118.1124.
Yeah, I got the coordinates correct, it's just changing the format for some reason, so got to go into the settings.
I looked for other campsites on the way in, and most of the good ones were taken, and all the ones that I had previously marked as potential campsites or epic campsites is all day use now.
Alright, I got the coordinates in, and it's showing me to go continue on Horseshoe Meadows Road, make a right on Whitney Portal Road, and then that'll take me to Movie Road.
Affirmative. And then you'll take Movie Road all the way out past Mobius Arch, and then you'll see a little dirt road off to the right. I'll have my rear flashers on for you. I met up with my friend Jason just before dark. Neither one of us felt like cooking dinner because it got really cold as soon as the sun set, so we decided to call it an early night.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is miserable. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I climbed up into the tent around 7 o'clock to escape the wind. And it's literally been like a washing machine in here ever since. I think I might have slept for about an hour just because I was so tired. It's 32 degrees outside. Feels like 20. I'm staying warm with the electric blanket, but this wind is relentless. I'm back with another update. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning, and as you can probably tell, the wind still hasn't stopped. In fact, it's even worse. I'm still staying warm, but this wind is ridiculous. It's just back and forth. It's rocking the whole Jeep nonstop. I'm back with an update. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun is up, but the wind hasn't stopped. It's still 32 degrees outside, and I'm guessing with the wind chill factor, it's probably 10 or 15 degrees. There's probably gusts of winds up to 20 miles per hour, if not 30. I had to come and sit in the Jeep just to get away from all the flapping and the shaking. At least down here, I have the mountains to look at. Well, that just happened. The wind took my door. It broke the strap.
We skipped breakfast and packed up camp early. We needed a break from the wind, so we retreated to the Eastern Sierra Visitor Center to regroup. I'm back. We stayed at Alabama Hills last night. It almost killed us.
Oh no.
It was cold, but it was really windy.
Yeah.
So we were hoping you'd be able to maybe point us in the right direction for tonight. Is there anything that is dispersed that's more sheltered?
Not really. There's nothing really sheltered around here. Everything's pretty much closed up on the mountains at the Sierra Nevadas. And down here is pretty going to be either the BLM campgrounds or the Inyo County campgrounds.
The respite from the wind was nice, so we decided to explore Manzanar National Historic Site because it had indoor exhibits. In 1942, the United States government ordered more than 110,000 men, women, and children to leave their homes and detained them in remote military-style camps. Manzanar War Relocation Center was one of 10 camps where the U.S. government incarcerated Japanese American citizens during World War II. The most intriguing part of Manzanar for me is the gardens. I try to imagine the Japanese residents planting these gardens for a sense of comfort and a piece of home. When I was here last, I said that if I had the money, I would make a donation to have the gardens restored. On this visit, I found out that I could volunteer my time and help restore the gardens to the way they were. Imagine being able to restore a portion of Manzanar that provided solace and a means of escape for the Japanese people.
I was getting out of the Manzanar Reservoir and the wind took my door and it pulled all the wiring, so now I don't have a dome light and the radio doesn't turn off when I open the door. Manzanar Reservoir was fed by Shepherd Creek, which got its water from the Sierra Mountains. It held 900,000 gallons and supplied drinking water to the camp as well as to the fire hydrants. This footrest swung around and hit the side of the Jeep, so I have a tiny little dent. I'm going to try and prevent that from happening again by cutting my Max Trax recovery strap. I'm going to try and do a field expedient fix. Okay. When you put it on, make sure the Max Trax lettering is right side up.
All right. I have gone the wrong way now. Got the door?
Got the door. There we go.
We decided to make our way back to Alabama Hills in hopes that a camp with more shelter from the wind had opened up. If not, we were going to cut our losses and head home a day early. We took the back way into Alabama Hills because it was the quickest route from Manzanar and to avoid the detour. Plus, it was a section of movie road we hadn't seen yet on this trip. The splash of fall colors along the way was an added bonus. My friend Jason got squirreled by an old mine he saw on the hillside, and I had to chase after him. I couldn't find any information on the mine, and it wasn't on any maps we were referencing. It was fun to explore, even though the delay could cost us an epic campsite for the night.
We made it back to Alabama Hills with just enough daylight from these shorter days to try and find a campsite out of the wind. I was really hoping we'd find something, even if it wasn't epic. I didn't want to go home without at least one relaxing night by a campfire. Teamwork. Thank you. You might have asked why this area is called Alabama Hills. After all, it looks nothing like Alabama, and hills is quite the euphemism for an area boasting giant boulders and a view of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. The Alabama Hills were named after the CSS Alabama, a Confederate warship deployed during the American Civil War. When news of the ship's exploits reached prospectors in California, sympathetic to the Confederates, they named many mining claims after the ship, and the name came to be applied to the entire range. It wasn't uncommon at the time to name places after Civil War icons. There's a mountain pass nearby named Kearsarge, after the USS Kearsarge. I found it interesting that this was the ship that destroyed the CSS Alabama. I was going to make Japanese stir fry tonight since we went to Manzanar, but Korean top ramen is going to have to do. I'm going to spice it up with a little bit of turkey left over from Thanksgiving. This is a good dinner. I just want to note, for the record, there's absolutely no wind right now. The campfire has long been a place for gathering, bonding, and cozy comfort where we share in its warmth and in storytelling. A part of human nature is to tell each other things that are emotionally important to us. With an increasingly digital lifestyle, and in a world facing uncertain times, many of us find ourselves longing for connections and seeking joy in sharing with others. Make the time to share a campfire with friends. It's good for the soul. This wasn't the epic Thanksgiving adventure I had envisioned. The Alabama hills at the base of Mount Whitney was to be the backdrop for my story. But what story? That's something I struggle with when making adventure videos. I usually don't know what the story is until after the adventure starts, and sometimes not until the very last day. Filmmakers have a script, so they know what content they need to shoot ahead of time. I shoot the content and then try and make a script to fit it. This adventure was supposed to be epic shots at an amazing place for a Thanksgiving special. Instead, my friend Jason and I battled freezing temperatures and a relentless windstorm the first night. The second night was absolutely amazing, with no wind, but freezing temperatures. The story that unfolded was simply navigating trials and tribulations with a good friend and basking in the warmth of a nice campfire to make it all worthwhile. After I'm done eating, I'm going to extinguish that fire someone left. That's why I decided on this spot. Strange one. Tap that down. It's gonna leave a little divot because the paint hit hard or right in that center.